Hi, welcome back to the C Word. While we're still in the midst of the coronavirus pandemic, TV comedy shows are still trying to stick it out. Saturday Night Live recently came back on air with coronavirus recovery and America's Dad Tom Hanks as the first host.
We're not saying that the C Word was the impetus that showed SNL that late night shows could be possible, but we will say it is nice to see our colleagues back on the Zoom screen.
Look, Lauren, we get it. It's cool. Imitation is the most sincere form of flattery, so on behalf of the C Word, thank you for being a fan.
I'm Marriya Schwartz.
My name is Jasmine Gianzon.
And I'm Brooke Reese. Let's get to the news.
U.S. citizens are beginning to receive their federal stimulus checks of up to $1,200. Unfortunately, for this round of economic relief, dependents over the age of 16 are not eligible. Hot Topic has seen a record amount of online sales after many disgruntled college students have reverted to their emo phases after their parents claim them on their taxes.
An article recently came out for first-time bread makers that advised focusing on the 4 main ingredients: flour, salt, yeast, and your tears.
In October of last year, a lone Canadian started a global sailing trip, perhaps now becoming the safest person in the world. Is he taking social distancing too seriously? Too early to say.
Liberty University is a school known for sending its students and faculty back to campus during a global pandemic and honestly nothing else. Liberty is now being sued in a class action lawsuit for not refunding students for the spring 2020 semester. The school's motto, "We the Champions," seems to hold true during this time, as Liberty is now ranked number 1 in colleges profiteering from an international crisis. Go Flames!
It's clear that Trump's press conferences are descending into madness. Instead of fireside chats, Trump seems to be having what I like to call everything is on fire chats.
Amy Schumer and her husband have recently revealed that they have officially changed their son's name after realizing that it sounded like genital. Consequently, Gwyneth Paltrow has now a great idea for a new kid's name, should she have any more, or another name for a candle.
Bernie Sanders was the last candidate to drop out of the 2020 election race, making Joe Biden the presumptive nominee for the Democratic Party. Despite their differing policy ideas, Sanders ultimately chose to endorse Biden, but only to stop Joe from whispering sweet nothings into his ear all the time.
President Donald Trump stated that he has the total authority, to which Governor Cuomo stated, "We have a constitution, not a king." The thing is, I don't think that Trump wants to be king of America. I think he wants to be king of something else.
A 93-year-old Pennsylvania woman recently made headlines after holding up a sign pleading for more beer, saying that she was almost out. As someone who is currently living in Pennsylvania, I can attest that she is going to need way more. Not with dealing with the coronavirus and quarantine, but just with living in Pennsylvania in general.
A family dog has survived for 10 days in the Canadian wilderness by itself. The dog... Sorry, what was that? Well, I would finish this joke, but it already seems that Disney purchased the rights to the storyline for an upcoming Pixar movie. Sorry, guys.
CBS reporter Paula Reed questioned Donald Trump on what his administration did during the month of February while the coronavirus pandemic was spreading. President Trump stated that his administration did a lot and then shifted blame to Joe Biden. This was all, of course, to stall the press while Vice President Pence stored the freshly baked bread that their administration made.
Borrowing from Darwinian concepts, researchers are working on AI technology that follow rules like survival of the fittest. If that's true, in 400 years, the hottest phone on the market will surely be the Nokia.
Wildlife at Yosemite National Park is flourishing after the park shut down due to coronavirus concerns. The bear population at Yosemite has reportedly quadrupled and is now taking over operations at the park. A new social media flyer announces only you can prevent human infestation.
Among grocery store employees and hospital workers, the WWE has been declared an essential service, and they're going to be resuming production. The next showdown will be between the foundations of a functioning democracy and an orange blobfish tweeting with an iPhone.
An aspiring barista is using his quarantine time to make a walk-through coffee shop from his window. This is nice, but unfortunately, he just can't get my freaking name right. On the cup.
Sunkist is among many corporations offering healthcare workers gifts for their service. The company is handing out free citrus fruits because when life gives you lemons, protect your most valuable workers from getting scurvy.
Apple and Google are working together to help track the coronavirus. Says Donald Trump, "I didn't even know it was missing."
The Tour de France has been delayed until August due to the coronavirus pandemic. Apparently, running the race on stationary bikes just didn't really have the same effect. But if you're a woman gifted a Peloton from your husband, he will make you exercise like you are participating in the Tour de France.
Last week, Global Citizen aired its Together at Home benefit concert hosted by Stephen Colbert and Jimmy's Fallon and Kimmel. Not only did this event raise money for the pandemic relief, but it also reminded us that there are more Jimmys on late-night television than there are women hosts. And they're not even good Jimmys. First of all, Kimmel makes racist jokes against Asians off camera, and Fallon is on thin ice after he tussled Donald Trump's hair on his TV show. Do better, late-night comedy.
With standardized tests being put on hold due to the coronavirus, colleges are considering dropping the SAT and ACT requirements. In lieu of these scores, admission will be based off of your Common App essay, GPA, and of course, your involvement in crew.
Even though we are away from campus, we're still dedicated to bringing you some William and Mary news. So, William and Mary recently posted a video of President Catherine Rowe taking a tour around the campus and reflecting on the impact that coronavirus has had. We at the C Word are a little more concerned, though, with the fact that she was wearing jeans, clothing items from a pre-quarantine day. Based on this fact alone, we're really concerned that she might not be coping well. Try pajama pants like the rest of us, Katie.
Breaking his long silence on the 2020 Democratic race, President Barack Obama endorsed Joe Biden for the presidency. This is the first definitive proof we have that Obama remembers who Biden was after their administration ended. Biden's like that one high school nerd who thought they were best friends with a jock. No, Joe. They simply recognized your existence once in the locker room. That's it. Once.
For the first time in history, the Supreme Court will be hearing arguments by the phone. You can also call in and Ruth Bader Ginsburg will play your loved one, Ed Sheeran's Perfect, 7 times.
With diminishing amounts of restaurant scraps to feed off of, America's rat population is overwhelmed by starvation and anger. With many rats turning to cannibalism to survive, it might be a good time to take just a little bit of a closer look at what exactly Remy might be serving in his Ratatouille.
During times like these, even rats need leadership they can look up to. So, Remy, or even William and Mary alum Patton Oswalt, if you're listening, please, we need you. The rats need you.
Okay, on that note, this has been the C Word. Thank you so much for watching and have a good one.
Do you hear that? Do you hear that? Imagine thinking it's funny to drive around my neighborhood while I, an important TV news anchor, am hosting the C Word. That's so disrespectful. This has been a PSA.